Hi. Oh, I thought I'd check in, let everybody know what's going on. I quit sugar last August, both my wife and I. Makes it easier when you do it together. I quit sugar because I learned that it's 8 times more addictive than cocaine. That's right, 8 times more addictive than cocaine. The scientists figured this out because they took cocaine laced water, put it in the rats' cages, and let the rats get addicted to it. And then after they were addicted to it, they introduced an option of sugar laced water. And so they started that, and after 2 weeks, every single rat left the cocaine water and started drinking sugar water. Sugar is a drug. Of course, sugar is bad for us. It's a poison and a toxin. But it's not like rat poison where you drink it and you can die the same day. It eats away at your system slowly but surely. And it puts the weight on you slowly but surely to the point where you get to where I was. You wake up at 46, 47 years old and you weigh in at 407 and you cry. I literally cried. And so I just quit it completely. No processed sugar whatsoever. The only sugar we allow ourselves is in fruits. We don't do juices because juices bypass the the natural way sugar is absorbed into the body through fruit. Uh, Fruit and the sugar are interlocked with fiber, so it takes time for your body to break it down, and then gives your stomach a chance to identify what's in your stomach and prepare the body for it. A lot of people don't know this, but the stomach itself has neurons in it. That's right. Same thing that's in your brain is in your tummy. Your tummy looks at the food and analyzes it and makes intelligent decisions and quickly communicates that to your brain. So, uh, to give you a prime example of how powerful that is, if somebody was to inject you with 5 milligrams of rat poison, you would die. But if they put the same rat poison in your drink, it would take 125. That's 25 times more to kill you because your body sees it and reacts accordingly. So sugar just goes in, is into your system, bypasses it. Next thing you know, you're getting fat. It takes time to get fat. I mean, I graduated the high school at a decent weight. When I got out of the Army, I was 195 pounds of lean, mean fighting machine. So I didn't, from uh, 22 to 46, that's, 24 years. But I got to 407. So I quit that because it's time to lose the weight. And so we both quit it in August. And at the time in August, I had managed to struggle my way down to 377. And now, 367, I'm sorry. And now I'm down to 287. So I'm sharing this because this is an epidemic. It's everywhere. Americans are getting more obese. We're developing more type 2 diabetes. It's estimated that 50% of the kids, mind you, are going to graduate high school
obese.
with obesity and type 2 diabetes. 50%.
But look at what's in
You
the
think we
schools.
have healthcare problems now? I don't even want to see what's going to happen when those kids are 40 years old. It's going to be a joke. People are going to be dropping like flies. Medical costs is going to be expensive. Sugar causes type 2 diabetes. Sugar causes high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and the list goes on. Heart disease. It causes
Feeds on cancer.
it feeds cancer. It causes strokes. It's vicious stuff, and it interferes with your metabolism. It interferes with your psyche. Even I've noticed that as a bipolar, I struggle with my depression less the longer I'm off from sugar, and also my muscles recover quicker. I started doing push-ups, and I went from 6 push-ups to 20 push-ups in a week and a half. That's pretty amazing, especially at my body weight. Um, so I'm sharing this because it's time that we get free from this stuff. You're not going to hear it from your doctors because they've been programmed to give you blood pressure medicine, give you metformin and insulin, and to give you cholesterol medicine. And none of that's going to happen. It's just treating your symptoms while you continue to be a sugar junkie, because that's what we are. And the food corporations know how addictive it is, so they add it to our foods, even when it's unnecessary. When we first quit, I had a can of refried beans. Refried beans, you just take pinto beans, put them in a pot, boil them up, mash them, boom, you're done. You throw some spices in there and that's it. But no, these refried beans had 28 grams of sugar added per serving. Per serving, 4 servings in the can. That's 132 calories. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. I did the math right. I think I did. I don't know. But it's crazy what we do and call it food these days. That'd be 112. That's right. There we go. I got the math right now. So I'm sharing this, trying to help people get healthy, and to be a motivation to say, hey, look, I know where you're at 407, and it can be done. You can lose the weight. You can kick it. You don't need drugs from the doctors. You don't need dietary pills and a special exercise program. And no, just cut the sugars completely out of your diet, and until you get to your ideal weight, limit your carbs. We still have chips, potato chips, but what we do now is the serving size is 1 ounce. You get yourself a little little scale. They're about this big, about the size of this tablet that I'm recording this on. And you put the bowl on it. You hit the button to tear the weight off. What that means is it does a re-zero, and then thanks, honey. This is the scale right here. See, and you can see it goes here to turns on. It's zeroing. It says unset because it's not laying flat. But if I had some weight on here and I hit the button again, let's see here. Oh, I have to turn it completely off and back on. But anyhow, you get the idea. You hit the button again and it tears the weight of your container off. Then you add 1 ounce of chips to it, and that's it. You'll look at it and go, oh man, that's not a lot. But it's a treat. It's not food. It's just a treat. And so you eat that little 1 ounce, and believe me, because that's all you're going to eat, you eat it slow. And you enjoy the treat instead of just munching on it like it's mealtime. I know I've been there. It's you're like, oh, I can't do it. You can do it. I did it. And to give you an example about I'm talking about 1 ounce of chips, I used to eat the big bag of Doritos in almost one setting with a Mountain Dew. Downed it like meal. Bang, gone. Now when I have a treat, it's 1 ounce. I don't care what it is. Corn chips, potato chips. I don't care. That's what it is. 1 ounce. Yeah, and you got to drink water. You have to drink plenty of water throughout the day. I drink. Let's see here. I got it wrapped up in styrofoam to help keep it cool. And of course now it wants to stay on. But anyhow, you get the idea. It's this size water jar. I drink about 3 to 4 of these a day. And you want to drink that water because the water is necessary for your body to burn fat. If you are on a 1,200 calorie day diet and you drink 1 8-ounce cup of water, you'd be lucky to lose a pound a week. But you drink 3 or 4 of those a day, you can be on 1,600 calories and lose almost a pound a day in the beginning. That's important in the beginning because most of the time when we're looking for weight loss, it's because we're already extremely fat. And that first part comes off fast. I'm down from 367 to 287, that's 80 pounds, but I went from 367 to 314 in 2.5 months.
Show me your old picture on the wall.
Can you get that, honey?
I don't want to go in front of your...
Why? So what? If somebody sees you on the camera, it's the end of the world?
No, but I'm just...
So, but you stay consistent. And an important thing that we do every day is we weigh in every day. We have a weekly goal, like every Tuesday is our weekly weigh-in. You know, that's the day you got to make progress on. But by weighing in every day, you see how yesterday's eating habits affected your weight today. You know, you do have to be aware of, you know, sometimes you go through those days where you're constipated a little bit. You're not, I wouldn't say constipated,
Here
but
you
you're
go.
backed up.
That's us.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple other ones.
This is my wife and me. You can see the difference right there in that picture to here. You know, yeah. And I think I was pushing 407 in that picture.
Let me see. There's another one.
And my wife's lost quite a bit of weight too. She wasn't camera shy. She'd get on here and you can see her face too.
There's another one.
This is, yeah, another picture of me at my packing close to 400 pounds there. Yeah. So you can see I'm not lying. It came off. I'm not looking for money. I'm not trying to sell you a weight loss program or trying to sell you diet pills or this, that, and the other. I'm trying to help other human beings overcome sugar because it's killing us all. It's everywhere. It's an epidemic. Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's a good picture of my belly in this one. You can see that bad boy. Look at that. You know.
He's in the large.
Yeah, in August I
shirt.
wore 5X pants, sweatpants, and I wore I think 3 or 4X t-shirts, and now I'm down to a large, and this is actually getting a little baggy on me, and I'm down to a large sweatpants. Yeah, and in August my blood sugar, the A1C was somewhere in the neighborhood of I think 8 or 9%. It's quite high. My average check was in the neighborhood of about 160, and my blood pressure was 145, pushing 150. It was going up. My cholesterol was 230. In November, after basically 2 months of being off from sugar, my blood sugar was perfect. My blood pressure was perfect. And my cholesterol was more than perfect. It went from 230 to 173. And I eat meat. That's right, I eat red meat every day. I probably have a minimum of half a pound, sometimes as much as a pound or a pound and a half.
But you also eat 5 meals.
But I eat 5 small meals a day. I spread them out and try to keep the portions down. I measure them. I use that scale to measure out my burgers. I have quarter pound, third pound, or half pound patties, and and I eat chili. I don't eat a whole lot of variety. My wife does. If she made a video, she could give you a lot of really good cooking tips because I lost my teeth to a medication that destroyed the enamel. So I don't really care for the dentures. The food doesn't taste as good, so I'd rather just eat lots of the same meals. But yeah, you know, it's amazing the difference this has made in our lives. We're walking. We're closing in on a 3-mile walk. You can see my wife. How much? Look at her face. How much thinner it is.
Oh yeah, I've got a long ways to go.
You
But
know.
the one thing that I've noticed with Jim is it not only has it helped in his body, his appearance, his emotional, his mental capacity is shot up, and his desire also to want to go out and minister to the people, to see them where he was at, because
Yeah.
I knew that what he was facing was going to help the masses, and it actually is. We went to the church today, went to the food bank, and we tell them. They goes, "Oh my God, you guys lost weight," and I tell them, we both do. We stay away from pops, sugar, sugar drinks, monsters. I threw out all the sugar, so there won't be any kind of, because you will have that that gnawing feeling of what's a little bit. That little bit can kill you. That little bit will hinder your healing, and through all the stuff that we're facing with the coronavirus, with the flu virus. We had it, gone.
We didn't have the coronavirus.
No, we didn't
We
have
had the
the
flu,
corona.
but it was gone in like
but
a day.
That flu that also took out people for a whole month. It took only a week. Me, it took probably about a week, and I generally don't get sick.
When I say a day, I mean the fever part. The fever part was like a day. You know, the cold, the snuffiness, that type of stuff
But
took
some
about
people
a
had
week.
the upper chest and diarrhea. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
We take garlic on a regular basis when I do it, and cut it up, mince it up, and put a little bit of honey, and we swallow it like a pill, if it's a pill, like you're taking it. And it has works tremendously for both of us. We can actually see our veins now.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, back to him.
Yeah, that garlic helps a lot. I'll get into that in a different video. But it's amazing. Quit sugar, you can do it. The reality is that we are
Some
all
people are
in
addicted.
America. Almost all of us are sugar addicts. We're just sugar junkies, going from one fix to the next, to the next, to the next. Some people are blessed and they're not addicted. That's great. They just, you take or leave sugar and barely touch it. And they're not the ones that this is for, because they're probably not overweight. Others have a metabolism where it don't matter. They need to eat the sugar just to keep any body mass on them, because their thyroids are hyper.
Stay away from
They
breads
burn everything.
and potatoes.
Yeah, like my wife said, when we cut bread completely out. When I have my hamburgers, it's just the patty only, because it's if I had a hamburger bun the size of a half-pound patty, those bad boys are almost 240 calories of nothing, empty. It's just fuel. Carbohydrates are fuel. That's what they are, fuel. When you get them in the form of fruits, yeah, you get some vitamins in there, but carbohydrates are just fuel. And when you're packing body fat, that's just fuel, and we're out to burn that off. I'm sure our carbohydrate uptake will come back up a little bit when we get down to our ideal weight, because you don't want to lose muscle mass. And like my wife was saying about depression, sugar is a depressant. So not only we are addicted to something, we're addicted to a depressant, and it's a vicious cycle. So it's not good. It dragged me down. I mean, I had no motivation to do anything, and I was so depressed. I mean, I'd watch TV shows and then I'd go back and I'd be like, what did I just watch? Yeah, I'm not even watching it. I'm just vegged out. But since I quit sugar, I'm wanting to do more things and accomplish more with my life. Yeah. So it's a powerful thing. I just encourage everybody who sees this, share it, and encourage your friends to lose. I'm going to try to make several of these and let you guys know how our progress is going. As a man, I'll tell you this for a fact, that body fat the more body fat you have, the more estrogen you have. The more estrogen you have, the more likely you are to grow man boobs. And in ED, erectile dysfunction, body fat problems, because you don't have the muscle mass to offset your fat, and things stop performing as you get older in life. But when you lose that body fat, start to exercise, put some muscle on, you're not going to have any problems in that department. You're just not. I mean, there'd probably be a few individuals, but again, it's just another example of medicine treating the symptom rather than the problem. And the problem is most of us are fat, and you can't go by BMI, body mass index. There's a lot of people who are not obese by the BMI, but if they had to have their body fat checked, they'd be packing 25-30% body fat easy, and that's obese. So anyhow, I see on the timer here we're closing in on 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this and check in later.